any experience as you performed yesterday, as you said yesterday. They can give you any kind of information which you might have faced or which you haven't faced it, but you have to come up with something and talk about that situation, and you can give some kind of an opening up the storyline, and then you come to the main context, and then finally to the conclusion stating how you felt about it. So this is about completely sharing your experience depending on the topic. You have to come up with how it began and then what happened, and then you say the scenes one after another, and thereafter you can conclude with your feelings. It's must please try to incorporate your feelings in this topic, otherwise this will not be effective. So you have to say how you felt about it. Did you feel happy, joyful, ecstatic, remarkable, or did you feel dull, sad, depressed, disappointed, what? So that feelings has to be said in the right pattern. Coming to task 3, which is about a pictorial diagram which will be given to you and to describe that given scene. Okay, any kind of picture will be given to you, but those pictures are which you see in your real life, which you have at least seen anywhere, maybe in a newspaper or on the road, like this kind of picture. As you can see, it's a scene of a bus stop, so you can understand what is happening. Some people are waiting for the bus which they want to board. So as you see the picture, okay, you get 30 seconds time to prepare yourself, and you have to speak for about 60 seconds describing the information, describing the given scene. Okay, so you have to first find out what is the picture all about. Very quickly you will get to understand, is it a picture of a park or a shopping mall or a bus stop, or it's a picture of a fitness center, what it is. Yeah, so identify that, and that should be the opening sentence. Okay, here they usually tell you that you are describing the scene to somebody. Like the question will come like this: describe some things that are happening in the picture below as well as you can. The person with whom you're speaking cannot see the picture, so you're describing this picture to someone who is not there in this scene. Okay, so it can be a friend, brother, cousin, whatever, but you will have to describe the picture to him or her. And so firstly, in your notepad, you will have to design and find out what is the picture all about. So get an overview about the picture. Okay, when I say overview about the picture, I would like to say that I would like to state actually that what is happening here. Okay, so overview means it's a scene of a bus stop. I understand there are people waiting, and what kind of people? There are children, there are aged people, or middle-aged, or youngsters. Can be a teenager also. So we can have an overview of the picture. Are you getting me, all of you? Is it understandable? So what type of picture it is, which scene it is? What is the background or on which the picture stands, and what do we see here? We see a couple of people standing or waiting for the bus, and there are children, seems to be a school children. There are elderly people, there are youngster or middle-aged or young adults, we can say, and some teenagers also. So as we see, there are different age groups. Okay, so get that overview about the picture, and then you need to also think, can you divide the picture into parts? Okay, can you divide the picture into parts and you can explain it, because it's about description. Okay, so let me just ask you, what do you think? How would you like to, if given this opportunity to you to describe the scene, what will you say? What is your ideas that flow? How will you explain about this picture? Just randomly, what comes to your mind? And where will you start? What will you do? Any idea?
Looks like the scene is set up in a bus stop with a mixture of children, an old lady, and some youngsters. And it looks like it is raining. And the children are, I think, two of those kids are trying to prank with another friend of theirs, while she's asking the time from an old lady. And then there is another guy. Do I also describe the color of the dress?
Yes, you can. So
Okay.
the thing is that, as you said, okay, I just interrupt you. We are dividing the picture into parts. So this is the central point of the picture. And so we can see in the middle of the bus stand, there's a lady sitting.
Okay.
On its right hand side or on your right, because as you see the picture, you will say on your right. So
Right.
we can say about this location on the right, okay, on the right or on the left, okay, on the background. This is the background, okay, because this becomes the foreground in front of, and this is the back. So we can say background. So we can use some kind of a directions in order to describe the picture, what is happening in each part. So we may start from anywhere. We may start from the right hand. Okay, on the top, on the complete right hand side, we can see a couple of children standing, and they're really enjoying playing a prank, playing a prank with one of their friends. Yes, and the girls are wearing a green shirt and a purple skirt, and one of them having a blonde hair. And her friend is trying to pick something from her bag. So these activity can be described a little.
Okay.
Now see the
one quick question. Sorry for interrupting. Do we have to describe the entire picture in 60 seconds?
It's possible if you can do it entirely, but if you can't, then at least you whatever you say, just check that you are describing it with some good language in terms of like the vocabulary. Okay. So as much as you can share. So school children, you don't say only children, you say school children specifically, you say about their color a bit, you say about what the activity they're doing, and then you come to this middle-aged woman, and she's sitting down on the bench of the bus stop. She's carrying a red colored purse, and she's telling the time, and she's responding to the child. Yeah, so that way. And then you come to this one. So as much as you can, better. If you can't, then whatever you say, just check that the sentences are clear. So because of lack of time, suppose the background information you couldn't able to manage, because 60 seconds is a time. You explain these all things better. That also helps you to gain your score.
Okay. What are the chances that will be marked low if we don't describe the whole picture?
There is nothing like that. It's about language that we're talking about. The sentences that you're making. And remember, you are in the scene actually. So it is not about, it is a completeness that is needed, but completeness does not mean that each and every part of your picture diagram must be said. It is more about how you say it, and do you come to a concluding sentence at the end. Okay, within the 60 seconds. Okay, this is all that I want to describe about the picture. That's all I have to describe about the picture. That line you will have to say, or this is what is happening right now in this bus stop. So at the end, as you see a 1 second or 2 second left, come to the conclusion, even if you can't complete the entire description, because if you rush through, some of the words won't get captured on the computer. So it is not about rushing, it's about describing. Try to describe as much as you can, and see the sentences that you're making, the vocabulary that you're using. Please keep in mind that you are there in the scene, so you'll be using a present tense. You're not using something that has happened, you're there in the scene.
Okay, so I'm part of the picture now.
Yes,
like I'm viewing it from my perspective, and I have to describe what's happening at that moment.
Right.
Got it.
So you are standing, children are standing, she is sitting, someone is leaning. So you're using the present continuous tenses.
Okay. So then do we start with so it is currently raining, and I'm standing opposite to the bus stop, and this is the scene that I'm seeing at the bus stop.
You just see the introduction should not take much of your time, because this is not as important. You just will say that I'm standing at the bus stop and I see a lot of activities are happening right now. I can see a few school children standing at the right hand side of the picture, and or you can say some school children standing at the right hand side of the bus stop, and they're trying to play a prank with their friend. The girls are wearing green shirt and a purple skirt, while a boy is wearing a blue shirt and a black or a gray pant. Two of the friends are trying to pick something out from their friend's bag, and this is making them quite happy, or this is making them quite feeling a sense of enjoyment. The girl who is a blonde hair is asking for time to the lady who is sitting inside the bus stop. So this way we will have to continue.
Okay, got it.
So it is not about it is raining, because that is a little like a background information we are giving. It is not be much give an emphasis. But if it comes as a flow, you want to say it, say it.
Okay.
Don't stop yourself.
Okay.
Because spontaneity is also important.
Okay.
But you talk about then you come directly, because your introduction should not be more than a sentence.
Okay. Okay. I remember you telling that we have to describe what is about to happen as well.
Yeah,
is
that's
that in that question?
That's the next task.
Okay, that's the next task. Okay.
Yeah. So this is about just what you're seeing in the picture, right?
Okay.
Madam, in this task 3, so which tense we need to use? Past tense, present tense, or future tense?
Present. You are there in the scene, so you're in the present tense.
Present tense.
Okay, everything has to be present. You're seeing it, each and every bit, what the people are doing.
Okay, the reason I asked is because as Bonish said, right? Is it raining, or it already rained? So we have to go with it will rain, or like present or past tense, because I see the droplets, right? The kind of droplets, and so it would have rained, right?
Yeah, it has already rained. We can understand that because there are drops of water. It is not still pouring. It is already rained in that sense. Okay, so it just rained a few minutes back. You can just say like that, because it seems like the rain has already happened. I'm talking only about the activities which you have to say in the present tense. Okay, what these people are doing, this has to be said in the present tense. Okay, that's correct. You can say the rain as it has already rained, or it's just rained a few minutes back. That way. Okay. Remember, in task 2, we were sharing an experience, and that time we only shared in past tense because it already had been happened. Here it is more about present tense. Okay. And in task 4, when it is about prediction, we will have to use future tense. It might happen, it could happen. Okay, it will be happening like this. So we're using a future tense. So depending on the task, we have to use our sentences correctly, because this is where they check the language. This is where they're going to see whether you are able to understand and you're going in the right direction, or you're completely getting confused. You're not aware of the tenses or the grammatical aspect.
Okay.
And we need to convey the saying that we are there and we are describing the scene, or we are seeing the picture and we are describing the scene.
Any one of which can happen. You can also say I'm because you're describing to somebody who cannot see the picture. So I'm seeing a picture of a bus stop, and what I see here is, and you can start like that way, or you can say I'm standing at the bus stop and not many activities going on. What I can see is on the right hand side, these are the things that are happening. Okay, so you can be in the scene, or you can simply say both ways it is acceptable. But it's up to you. If you want to say, I can see a scene of a bus stop right in front of me, and what I see here is also fine. Or you can simply say, I'm there at the bus stop. In both the cases, you will be using the same tenses.
Okay. One more question. Can I put myself as one of these people in that bus stop and say, to my right, I see these people, to my left.
That's what I said, that I'm standing at the bus stop and there are not many activities going on. To my right, and to my left.
What I meant was, for example, say, can I say I'm the person in the blue color sweatshirt and? No, that's not possible. Okay.
No.
Okay, got it.
Right. No, you cannot be one of the person that is in the picture. You are just watching it. That's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Muzaffar, able to follow what we are discussing?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is what we have to. So we have to use some kinds of, we can use some direction language. For example, we can use, like I said, on the right. Okay. Or we can say at the right hand side. Okay, to my left. Yeah, that also uses connectors, because we will move from one side to the next. Okay, we can say in the middle, at the back, okay, or in the back side. You can also use words like near, close to, adjacent, cross. If required, we can also use this sign, direction languages as such. Yeah, opposite to, next to, beside. Yeah, beside we also can use. Right. So there are words that we can use to also describe, and we can describe, don't go overboard with colors and everything, because everything, if you start describing, you might end up speaking, say, maybe only these two parts, and that would not be sufficient. Try to capture maximum. Try to at least capture 75% of the picture. Okay. So even if this was left out, at least you could match up with the entire thing. That you should always look into that. Yeah. So, I mean, you should not keep on describing about the lady wearing a purple shirt, having a brown colored hair, wearing a blue colored watch, wearing a gray. This is becoming overboard, actually. Yeah. So you have to set your own understanding how much to speak, how much to, because the time is very important. Are you getting me?
So listener, what is interested, madam? If I say, keep on saying that, because I need to speak about, I'm just telling, if I want, I need to cover 16 minutes, 60 seconds, 60 seconds, and I need to speak good English with a vocabulary. That is the objective. So I can say, right, it means, so she's wearing good color and she looks pretty good, and I see the dog, and the dog is very decent. It is not making any like that. So do you think that if I speak about one person also, I can invest that much time, right? So do you think that I need to invest my time in all the people?
I'm saying that at least out of the entire picture, you should try to cover up 75% of it. So if you focus on this lady taking a dog for a stroll, and you talk about the things that the lady is doing, if you can make it short and simple, that is fine. That can also help you to gain gain you the score for your listenability. But if you are trying to overboard with it and say that the dog is trying to run away and the girl is trying to run after her, she's trying to hold the chain or that thing, or the leash. Yeah, the leash is the right word. So he's holding the chain or the leash, and that's taking you time. You will take about, say, 15 seconds only describing this lady, and then you are hardly able to manage speaking about this activity which is happening at this end of the bus stop. So I would say focus on the main things, and then if you have lack of time, you could not manage, fine. You just come to the concluding sentence, because this background information is not that significant compared to what is happening in the foreground. Could you get me? The background information that you see in the lady taking the dog for a stroll is not becoming that important. If you manage within time, well, very good. If you're unable to manage time, then you should understand what is important in the picture, what is unimportant in the picture. That's where you have to categorize yourself. So when you look at the picture, what comes evident from this picture is that these things, these two people, what they're doing, this lady, there are too many things. What I see in this is these two people, what they're doing, and this three children and this lady. This is more stronger, appealing in the picture. This one has less significance. But if you manage to say it in your 60 seconds of time, nothing like it. Did I able to answer your question?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, so can we start having some understanding about the picture? You can have some 30 seconds of time, prepare yourself on what you're going to talk about and how you're going to begin. Have a rush through your notes. Don't write your notes in lengthy sentences. Write your notes in point format, which you can expand, because you have only 30 seconds. That's a very short time you have. So just find out the main parts of the picture. What is this picture all about? Get an overview about the picture quickly, and then think what I will say for the right, what I will say to my left, what is happening in the middle, all this, and at the back. Okay, take everything you cannot write. So will I talk about colors? Okay, colors, activity. This way you should put down your pointers. Okay, you cannot write green, purple, everything on the notepad. This is what you describe when you're talking. Yes, the picture is there in front of you. It doesn't vanish away. It's there in front of you. So you will talk about this girl's doing a activity, color, okay. Lady, okay, I'll talk about the purse maybe. So this quick thinking, how much I will talk about the lady, purse, okay, or a purple, or the dress, purse, dress. Next, two people, okay. What is this blue man, yellow man? This way you can identify, and that is what you will have to put it into sentences. Okay, so note taking should be very brief, and it just gives you a shape to your speech. It just gives you a skeleton to what you want to say. Okay. So yellow man, blue man, this you can identify, and you speak about their activity. Okay. So, and then you can talk about this young girl. You can say a teenager. Okay. Having a ponytail, little description if you can give, and then say what she's doing. if you can all this manage in the 60 seconds. Okay, so try doing it, everyone, even Muzaffar and Suhail who just joined. Try thinking about the picture, and whoever is ready can start saying something about this. No matter whatever you say, it's nothing going to be, it's nothing like it's completely wrong, but you will know how to, you can improve yourself. That is what is needed here. So feel free to share your views.
Okay, I will try. However, Bhuvanesh is doing much excellent. So let me try.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, ready, Sunil?
Yeah.
Okay, could you place a timer in front of you so that you can see and then you can stop yourself also? That would be better. Did you realize that how much you're speaking?
How many? 60
1
seconds,
minute.
right? Bhuvanesh, you want to go?
No, you can go ahead. I'll wait for you.
No, the thing is, your ideas are brilliant. I may copy from your ideas. That's my worry.
I just started preparing the notes, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll wait for you.
I'm just putting the timer. 30 seconds. Okay, yeah,
1 minute, huh?
Yeah. 59 seconds. Okay. 10 seconds. Okay. Can I start now?
Start.
In front of me, I see this scene about the bus stop where I see the 3 kids and one old, one woman and one teenager and another youngster. So in this scene, the 3 kids, one kid is asking the woman, who is actually woman is sitting on the table in the bus stop, bus stand, and she's like, the kid is asking about the time, and the woman is telling the time. And another kid is making the fun of the who is wearing the same color dress, pink, and the other kid is having a fun, watching slowly, like silent. I see another woman, another youngster on the right side of the woman is leaning at the time over.
Yeah. Yeah, so you did well, but I think you only figure out with these 2 activities, but you can add something more on what these 2 people were doing. So instead of, if you think that you're not able to come up with some sentences with this, you just say that asking for time when other 2 kids are doing something mischievous with their friend. Okay, so you just see that if you can't even describe much, make it short and move on to the next information or next activity that is happening somewhere else. Okay, that way you should try to move on, because if you stick back to here and you are fumbling with the sentences, if you're fumbling with the sentences, this might cause a kind of hesitation, and that again affects your listenability to a large extent and affects your scope in the same way. Yeah, so those areas you will have to be more clear. But otherwise, you tried. That's not that bad deal. You tried. But I want to say is that if you're unable to make sentences, move on to the next activity happening somewhere else.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else wants to try? Try share some inputs. Muzaffar, would you like to speak?
Yes, ma'am. I'll give a try.
No, sure. Shall we put the timer?
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, you can start.
Yeah, I'm just putting on the timer.
Okay.
So I'm looking at a picture which describes a daily scenario on a bus stop. On the right hand side, it basically looks like it has just rained. On the right hand side of the picture, I can see some children wearing some colorful clothes, waiting for the bus, and looks like the bus has just arrived. The children's, two of them looks like they're pranking their friend who's asking a time to an old lady, which basically is sitting on the bus stand, the bench of the bus stand. And then there's a guy leaning onto the to the bus. Basically, there's a guy who's leaning on the bus stand, and he's watching another guy who's reading a book while he's walking, and I think he's about to hit the pole. That's all my marking. That's one made is done.
Yeah. So you use certain good sentences. You use some complex structures like who and which were used in your sentences. You use to explain what these things are doing. But yeah, to your voice a little louder also. At the same time, you need to also. You don't have to talk about, see, these are again, we have to understand what are the primary information that we want to share because the time is so less. So raining and all these things are not much irrelevant to talk about. If it comes, as I said, okay, it happens naturally, you can't do much because you have to go with the flow and you cannot stop for that. But when I talk about a scene, I would say that, hi, Mike, I'm at the bus stop. And what I see here is there are not many activities going on. To my far right, I can see there are 3 school children sitting. Let me start again, put the time. Okay, so hi Mike, I'm at the bus stop and I see there are not many activities going on right now. On my far right, I can see 3 school children are standing and 2 of them are trying to play a prank with their friend. Okay, the friend is wearing a green t-shirt and a purple skirt and having a yellow blonde hair. She's asking the time to the lady and the lady is also responding her back, who is sitting inside the bus stop on the bench. She's also carrying a red colored purse. One of the boy among the school children is wearing a blue shirt and she's giggling on the mischievous activity that a friend is doing. On the other side of the bus stop to my left, I can see there are 2 people. One of them is leaning at the bus stand pole, and the other one is walking, wearing a yellow t-shirt and a blue jeans, getting immersed in the book that he is reading. At the back, I can see a young teenager taking her dog for a stroll. She's wearing a red shirt and having a ponytail. And entirely the scene looks to be beautiful, and I think I'm enjoying it. So that's where I can talk. Yeah. So these activities, yes, I don't get a second chance, but I still a second chance right now. But in the reality, you won't get a second chance to speak because I didn't put the timer, so I realized it, and that's why my language suddenly I said sitting. So I changed it to timer first. Because timer is important. We have to look into the timer every time to see what how much I'm speaking and whether I'm close to explain the activities. So as you have listened to me, you must have realized that I'm saying yes, I said they're doing some prank to this child who's wearing this shirt and a blonde hair. The other child wearing a blue shirt is giggling on the mischievous activity the friend is doing. Okay, this girl is also asking a time. Okay, while she's asking a time to the lady who's sitting inside the bus stop wearing a purple shirt and a red colored purse. I didn't say purple, I think. So she was wearing a t-shirt and a red purse. Okay, she's carrying a red purse. So these bit of information would be important to share. And don't stick on to here, then talk about this person who's leaning at the thing. See, there has to be the flow must not be too slow. The flow must not be too fast. In a moderately, you will have to manage in the 60 seconds speaking about most of the parts of the picture. Are you getting me? In a moderate flow, you will have to move. So you should not stuck up. If you feel that you can't make up sentences there, just say something and move on to the next activity. That will help you not to get low score in your part 3. Did you get me?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you?
When you said at the starting, hi Mike, I'm standing and at the right hand side. So did you use?
I'm standing at the bus stop. On my right hand side, I can see.
I'm standing at the bus stop and I'm standing at the bus stop. Okay. On the right hand side. I see a lot of
activities going on. If I've said that, I have a lot of activities going on. On my right hand side, I can see there are 3 school children. who are standing. Two of them are playing prank with their friend who is wearing a green shirt and a purple skirt and having a yellow colored blonde hair. That way.
You didn't use any name, right? Like
No.
hi Mike, hi hello, nothing.
Yeah, I said
I'm at
hi
the bus stop. Hi Mike, M-I-K-E?
M-I-K-E, yeah, name of a person.
Oh, you are saying any name you are using.
Yeah. Because see, it is not important, but if you want to, you can open like that. Okay. Hi, I'm at the bus stop also, it's fine. But if you, because say the person to whom you're describing or whom you're speaking cannot see the picture. So that's why, as we did in part 1, when we're giving advice to somebody, we open up and say, hi, so-and-so, how are you doing? But here I'm not putting my introduction to so much. I just say, hi, Mike, I'm at the bus stop and there are not many activities going on. So that is what comes as an introduction. Introduction should be in a one-liner sentence. Don't go saying that, you don't see, when you're reading the overview of the picture, you find there are 3 categories of people. One is a school children, one is a middle-aged, one is a young adults or teenager. These are things you have categorized. But these things you did not have to say in the introduction, because again, that will kill away some of your time. Sentence of the introduction should be only in one line, and then you move on to describing the picture. Did you get me, all of you?
Yes.
Sohel, is it clear? Are you able to follow the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just share a small template which we have, and then we will practice a few more of this scene. Yeah. So this is a template for your task 3, which you will receive it. So describing a scene, introduction is like I see a scene at the bus stop. What I see here is at, so there's always a one-liner, that's it. Overview is optional. And I don't think it is needed to, because if you say the overview and you go a little more about it, you have less details to share about the picture. So it's optional. If you feel you're confident, then only do it. Otherwise, straight away from your introductory sentence, move on to your detailing. Okay, move on to the details. So they describe this bus stop. At the center, they started the information. At the center of the bus stop, on the table is sitting a lady. There are 3 school children. Okay, but this is any one of them is fine. There are 3 school children, of whom one girl is asking the lady about time, of whom, a nice way of saying it again, while, complex structure, the other girl is slyly trying to pick something from her bag. The slyly is a good word again, a good vocabulary. Mischievously, cunningly, you can use that, cleverly. Watching which the boy is excited. Watching which, again a complex structure, boy. It's a one big sentence, and you can say it clearly. It again saves your time, because you don't have to say many things together. Okay, so here they didn't describe about the girl, the dress they are wearing, but if you want to speak it, you can. It's always a possibility, but again, don't go overboard about it. Also, a young man in a yellow tee is immersed in reading a book while they're heading towards a post. So that was the yellow t-shirt man wearing the jeans. He was immersed, even I use the word immersed, reading a book, and he was walking. So walking and reading, I said, which is being curiously observed by another man who is leaning against the bus shelter. Again, a complex structure, it has been constructed, which is being curiously observed, watched by another person who is leaning against the bus shelter. Behind the bus stop, I can see a young lady walking her dog. One line sentence. That completes the entire description of the picture. And then ending line is, on the whole, it is an interesting scene. That's it. That's the end of your information. So here, the language, as you see, all are in present continuous. Young man is walking, young man is seen walking. I can notice a young man walking. You can say a same sentence in so variety ways. Okay, there's a young man walking. Okay, on the left-hand side of the bus stop, I can see a young man walking, and he's immersed reading a book. He's wearing a yellow t-shirt and a blue jeans, while that is being watched by another person who is wearing a blue jacket and leaning against the bus shelter or bus stop. Okay, so those information is what we can say. Either you can say in a passive voice or active voice. Again, that shows a range of sentence structure. For example, a wall is being painted by a group of youngsters, okay, which is being observed by another person. So wall is being painted by a group of youngsters. This becomes a passive sentence. Youngsters are painting the wall becomes an active sentence. So varieties we can use. Inversion. Behind the bus shelter, a lady is walking her dog. Under the table, so the object comes before. Behind the bus shelter, the lady is walking. You can put the subject first and the object later. That's what. Connecting sentences, that's what we're doing it with using complex and compound words and, but, so, for, or complex structures like while, whereas, because, since, as. These kinds of words makes the complex structure of the sentences. A girl is asking a lady for time while the other girl is picking something from a bag, watching which the boy is excited. So there's a big complex structure of sentence here constructed, and that also saves you time because you don't have to go part by part explaining about the information. So it also saves a little bit of time. So you can fall back on this template. It just gives you an idea on how you can describe your given scene. Okay, so please remember, introduction only one sentence, go into details as much as you can explain, go with the main important parts, remove the irrelevant ones, and then try to close your information by saying a line like this: on the whole, it's interesting scene. I'm really enjoying this scene. Okay, so can we do some practice with some more questions? Yeah. Is it interesting? Are you able to get some idea? It's interesting. Okay, so this is a scene. And first look, when you see at the scene, what do you observe? What do you think? What this scene is about? On what context is the scene set up?
Looks like it's in a restaurant.
Yeah, a cafeteria, or yeah, a restaurant can be. Yeah, and you can understand there are people serving, there are customers, people sitting, and all these activities are going on. So firstly, I would like you to prepare again, to think about how will you begin the talk, what are the important information, what is your foreground and background of the picture, and identify that, what is the foreground and the background of the picture, and see what words, what things you would talk about, their activities that they're doing, or the dress that they're wearing, or how they're interacting, and how the people are interacting with each other. So those things, what you can share in this given picture. Okay, so I want here at least Bhuvanesh and Sohel to speak a bit on the given picture, what you identify. Prepare yourself, think on the ideas. Where will you start? You can start from anywhere. It's not that you start from the right and then center and then left, nothing. You can start from anywhere. Give a small introduction of one-line sentence and then start your talk. Right now on your notepad, point out what you would like to say about each and every activity. Okay, find out your most important activities and try to think what you will share about it. Yeah. So can I give you some time, Bhuvanesh and Sohel? Can you prepare yourself on this?
Yes, ma'am.
And say a few sentences. Any of you are ready?
I can give it a try. I've not completed it fully, but I'll just go ahead with it.
Yeah, because since we are working on time, I mean, I would want to give you more time to think, because then it won't help you in the real test as well. So as you and you should always work whatever given to you, 30 seconds, that's it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I'll put the timer then, Bhuvanesh. Can you put it on your end also?
Sure, 1 second.
So I'll get some ideas. I'd like to just hear a few sentences from your end and how you describe this given scene. Okay.
Yeah.
60 seconds, right?
No, 60 seconds.
All right. Okay, I'll start. So I'm at the restaurant and I see a myriad of interesting things happening at this place. I see a man and a woman being served their orders, and the woman is seen with two kids, and looks like the woman is also carrying one more. I see the little kid in the stroller that the woman is having is playing with some bubbles, and behind this woman is a teenager boy that's trying to help an old lady trying to read the menu of the restaurant. And the other stuff that's happening on the right is a cleaner trying to clean the table, and behind him is two uh, adults sitting and enjoying a drink. And in the background, I see uh, a woman and a man having dogs, and probably they are trying to get into a fight. And I think they are pulling the dogs apart. And this is what yeah, I think I couldn't complete it, but yeah, I think I was close.
Yeah, so you said it. Yeah, but we could also have added something of the activities or the attendants are doing as well. How they are, if possible. But nonetheless, you have managed to say most part of it. Okay, let me hear Sohel and we'll come back to the discussion. Yeah, Sohel, if you are ready.
Yes, ma'am. 1 second.
Yeah, put a timer, please.
Okay.
Okay, start.
So I'm witnessing a scene from a cafe where the baristas are serving the coffee. I see on the left there is a mother with her two kids taking her coffee, and a man in a business suit taking his coffee. And at the back side, I see a young kid with his grandma showing her the menu. And on his left, there is a waiter which is doing her job cleaning the tables. And at the end, there are two girls just casually chatting around with their afternoon coffee. And on the outside, I see a sidewalk where the two pedestrians are taking their dog on the walk. And it's looked like a beautiful afternoon in a cafe to me, where the walls are really popping out in orange color, and the interiors are looking very pleasing to say the least.
Okay. So there are 3 seconds actually left, but nevertheless, you have said you could add some little more about the activities, the dress they are wearing. That can also have covered up a little bit of your time. Yeah. So yes, you are. I'm currently at a cafe, which is the Abjindas Cafe, and I see there are many activities going on at this moment. There are two attendants at the counter. One is a man and one is a female, and they're serving the customers. One of the customers is wearing a gray suit and a blue tie, and he seems to be in his official work, while there's a mother of a two who is taking the food from another attendant. The kids are really enjoying, seems to be really enjoying and very eager to have the food. The baby is in a stroller and the other toddler is just peeping over to food. On the back side, I can see a teenager helping her granny towards the counter to get the order, while the two youngsters sitting at the back at the last bench and having a chit chat for the daily conversations related to their daily chores. There's an attendant at the far right, I can see, who is trying to clean the table and make it available for the next customer. And at the far end of the other side of the road, I can see two men are taking their dogs for a stroll. Women are taking their dogs for a stroll. All in all, not many. Okay, that's time. So that's it. So I couldn't complete the last sentence, but I tried to say the last. Yeah, if I could manage to remove this one, I could have completed it. But nevertheless, I tried to say that two people, and I said two women are taking the dogs for a stroll. That's it. So the foreground is this point. This is the foreground of the picture, actually. Okay, where I can see a person with a business suit, you said, is taking the coffee or taking the order. You can see the lady attendant is serving the mother of two, where the boy seems to be really eager to have the food, and the other one is sitting on the stroller. The granny is being helped by her grandson, or the teenager is helping her granny to place the order at the counter. This activity which the man is doing, if you manage to say fine, if you don't manage, that's also okay. And we can see at the far right, I can say lady attendant is trying to clean the table for the next customer, to be available for the next customer. At the complete back, there are two youngsters, which all of you have covered this one. Two youngsters are sitting and having a daily conversation. They might be talking about the daily life. But at the other end of the road, okay, other side of the road, so we can use it other side of the road, at the far end of the cafe, towards the opposite of the cafe, I can see two people are taking their dogs for a stroll. So at the end, you can say it's a beautiful scene, or I'm really enjoying the activities going on at the cafe. That's the last line, only one line you can put it at the end. Yeah, but good try. I would say, yes, you have, it seems like you have understood the thing and you need to know what you need to speak about. But the focus is now is to frame your sentences properly. Okay, that you need to clearly talk about, like, these become, since these are the main characters, you can see, like in a film, the main characters we have. So here they're the main characters. This man is a main character, and this woman is a main character, and this granny is again mostly a supporting cast. Well, these are the background things. These are the background information. So these must be given importance, followed by these two to accommodate within your time. Okay, so these things you will have to get it clearly. These things you will have to get that idea. Okay, what will I say, and how shall I begin my talk? Okay, what is the main important part of the picture? There I should focus more, and then move forward. Okay, so try to first you try speaking on the given scene, and then as you record your speech, try to see whether you can change the sentences a bit. Can I make it a little improvised? Can I add those complex structures? Can I add those passive voices in my information? So that is where you need to where you will develop. Otherwise, it's simply getting practiced. So the once you practiced, you get familiar with the describing a scene type of topic, you'll be given different papers to work with. So as you will be working with other papers, you must try to see your speech. Is it the same kind that you're saying again and again and again? Where is the improvisation? And that improvisation, the thirst for improvisation, is only going to make your score better. So see how you can build the sentences, how you can make it in a different manner. Okay, so that is where you have to always look for your own recording. Please record your speech every time when you practice, listen, and then see how you can do it a little better. That is the best way of practicing speaking module. Okay, right. So this is about part 3. I hope it is clear to all of you. Any doubts? Like my different scenes given, like here it's a store related, you can practice from there. Again, there is a football ground given. Okay, and here especially you can, okay, what will be the descriptive words we will be using in this picture? What is, let me hear what you understand when you see this scene. Yes, Suhail, tell me.
I think there is
what is passive voice? Can you give me a little explanation about passive voice?
Yeah, passive is when your subject is towards the end, your object comes in front. Okay, so when I say that the lady is taking the dish, or the lady is taking the food from the server is providing the food to the lady. That becomes a passive voice. The server is providing the food to the lady. The lady is taking the food from the server becomes an active voice. The passive voice is the food is being served, or the server is providing the food to the lady. So the food is being served by to the lady by the server. This way we can add as a passive voice. Did you get me? So we make the object come in front and the subject goes behind. That's where it's a passive voice.
Okay, object behind, subject should be first.
No, subject if it is first, subject, verb, object, if that is the sentence, active voice. Object coming in front, subject going back becomes a passive voice. Table is cleaned by the attendant. The table is being cleaned by the attendant becomes a passive. The attendant is cleaning the table becomes active. The attendant.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
If there is action happening, that is
the object
active.
that is happening, action is verb. Object that is happening, object comes in front. Your subject, the noun, goes at the back. So that is the passive voice. On which the action is happening. Okay, let me make it more clear. The object is on which the action is happening. So the cleaning the table is the object, cleaning is the action, and the lady is this, and the attendant is the noun. So the table is being cleaned by the attendant. So the object coming front, the verb is there, the last end is a subject. So this becomes a passive sentence.
Okay.
Did I give you the picture? Could you- Yes. Yes, somebody was saying something in between, I think. Yeah, tell me.
I think you were asking about this picture, so I was just trying to.
I was just wanting to say that what do you feel about this picture? I mean, what will you talk about? I mean, when you see this picture, what comes to your mind?
Yeah, I think we'll say this: we are witnessing a celebration, victory of the home team. Looks like they've defeated the visitors, and the visitors are, you know, depressed or sad, while the home team is celebrating and are happy.
Yes, so we can identify the emotions going forward in these two group of people, right? So they are overjoyed, they are very elated. They are also finding a lot of enthusiasm in winning over the visitors team, and they're celebrating. Yes, that's the things. And these people are slightly disappointed, they're dejected, they are sad. Okay, those words we can use. Okay, so all the negative words of feeling depressed can be used. They're feeling dejected, disappointed, they're dismayed by their loss. They never expected that, so they're dismayed by their loss. Okay, even at the background, the footballer, the goalkeeper is also feeling low and demoralized. So all those negative words, if we use those vocabulary in my speech, that's what the examiner would look forward. Yeah, so when you see the picture, it's very clear. One is happy, one is sad. But how I see the happiness, what words are used against happy, quickly have some alternatives. Overjoyed, excited, elated. They're really overwhelmed with happiness. Okay, that kind of thing. A lot of excitement, a lot of enjoyment is going to celebration. I want to celebrate this event of winning over the visitors team. On the other side, the visitors team, how they are feeling: sad, disappointed, dejected. They're grooving on their loss. Okay, they're grooving on their loss. That means they're really feeling low about it. The goalkeeper is also very demoralized in that sense. Yeah, they're dismayed by the sudden loss from the home team, because initially they might be playing good. Okay, or that's what we can think of. Okay, so that's what they're dismayed by their loss. And the visitors, and you can also say spectators. Okay, you can use the word spectators. Audience is okay, but spectators is a better word using because when you're watching an event, we use spectators as the right formal language. So spectators are also very excited. They're also over the moon, okay, on winning on the victory of the home team, while the spectators and the visitors end are again a little bit sad, and they are also feeling low about they're feeling something really. They're also feeling, what can I say? They're also feeling some kind of disappointment on the loss of their own team. Yeah, so that explanation, because this is about emotions, you have to talk more. Yes, you can talk about what they are wearing: blue shirt and yellow pants and a pink dress code. That's okay. But what is important, the examiner would look, is how you're explaining the feelings of these two people, because that is the most important thing in this picture. Did you get me? So the activity is about emotions. You will have to share here more. Clear?
Got it.
Right. So we'll move on to now task 4. Okay, we'll discuss a few things about task 4. So task 4 is the same picture will be given. Only the question changes to, in this picture, what do you think will most probably happen next? What do you think is most probably happen next? So they're asking you most probably. They know that it's completely your own assumptions, your own predictions. You are not sure about it. So what you predict that can happen next in a few minutes, in a few seconds, that is what. Okay, so given any scene, the next question that you will see in task 4, the same picture will be there, but you have to predict what can happen next. So of course, it's completely on your thought process, how you visualize the picture, how you relate with it, and what you can expect to happen in next few minutes as such. And since you will be using something that will happen, it is definitely future tense, which you have to focus on when you speak about predictions. Okay, so let's start with the bus stop scene first. Yeah.
Is there any chance, madam, is there any chance that we may mix up the answer of task 4 in task 3?
Mix up because you're saying
Mean,
task
give the
4 will
answer.
come.
Give the answer. For example, the bus is coming, so they're waiting for something. I'm not able to explain, but is there any chance that whatever the answer we could give in task 4, that we will give in task 3?
I think I
Any
get what
future
he
tense?
is saying is, for instance, I think Sohail said this the guy in yellow is about to run into a pole. For example, that's future tense, which I think he could have put it as part of
In the
task
fourth
4.
task.
Yeah. So he's asking, what if I mix it up like that?
If you mix it up, then you are actually will have less thing to speak again. And if you again, you can repeat it in task 4, I would say. Okay, you can repeat the same in task 4 because that is what you can predict. Each and every task will be evaluated. So if you are making some predictions in task 3, which is not required, that sentence would not be countable much for your scoring, because this is not expect you to talk about what will happen. This expect you to talk about in task 4 only, because the task demands that. As a part of task response, you have to fulfill what the task requires. Here, you don't have to make predictions. So if your sentence, you said something in future, that will not be taken for evaluation in your task 3 at all. So you will not be marked anything. Even if you say a very beautiful sentence, but it's a prediction you're making, it won't be counted in task 3. It can only be counted when you use it in task 4. Sentence becomes irrelevant in that mode. It's just that you're saying it, but it won't be relevant to context because they don't expect you to predict here. Did you get me, Sunil?
Yes, ma'am.
So even if you do it, it doesn't add any value to you. That's not. Okay, so keep that in mind that task 3 is completely reserved in what you're watching right now, what you're seeing right now. And task 4 is all about what you think it can happen in that sense. Okay, so looking at the scene of this bus stop, what do you think can happen next? And what will I say? Okay, we can use it might, it will, it could be, okay, possibly be. So we can use those kinds of words, okay? Because all our predictions, so when we bring predictions, we were making some kind of assumptions. So probably, okay, you can say plausibly, possibly, we can say maybe, we can say might be, could be. Okay, so all these are kind of a doubt indicators, which we are saying as because we are predicting things. It may happen, it may not happen, but we are saying it could be this. It can be this. Okay, or it would be. Would be gives a lot of assurance. That means it happened. So use it wherever you think that is going to happen. So you can use would be in those sentences where you're very sure that this would happen. When this could be, it's like you are having a kind of a dilemma. It could be this, it may be this, that way. Okay, so how do you think we will explain this bus scene? What will happen next few minutes? What can be the change of the scene that can see here?
Probably the child will successfully.
The children will get into the bus, and the bus will stop into the bus stop, and the 3 children will get into the bus, and the woman will check that bus belongs to her, the destiny. If it is the same, then she will also get into the same bus. The teenager who is holding the book, if he's consciously reading the book, then he may hit the bus stand that rod. If he's watching and walking, that is fine. If he's not watching, and then he may hit his head to the rod. And the other person who is leaning, and I think if he doesn't see any bus, that is like if the bus is not coming as per the requirement of the bus, the destiny, he may move. He may go away from that bus stop. Since he's waiting for a long time, and the woman carrying a dog may be away from this picture.
What I get is more usage of bus stop. Okay, I know bus stop is the same, but too many times if you repeat bus and boarding the bus, not getting the bus, seeing the bus, whether it's to her destination or not, it's like again redundancy happening in your information, in your speech. So, I mean, bus is okay, but what is the activity that can going to be happening? So this child, as we said in the last scene, the child was trying to pick something from her bag. So will she be able to do that? Will she pick out the thing?
That's what I was wondering. So we can tell that, right? So the child will probably successfully pull the prank on her friend.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, so that
or
makes sense.
We can see in a different way, like the rain, water, or droplets of water may fall on this child's head, on this girl's head, and she may shrug away, and this will make the other child not able to complete her prank, not able to complete her naughtiness, or whatever she was trying to do, not able to complete her activity that she was doing it. Okay, so she might move away, she might shrug off. Shrug off is a better word. Okay, so that might affect the other child in completing her mischievous activity. Yeah, on this lady might board the bus. Okay, that's fine. Lady will board the bus. And what happens to this young man? So these things we have to conceptualize beforehand. This man may get hit by the pole because he's immersed in reading the book. I just said in the last sentence, in the last scene. So here we can say he might knock on the pole. He might hit with the pole. This looking at that, this young man, because he was watching this person. So the person is leaning and watching this person reading the book. In the last scene, that was the picture. So here this man may hit the pole, and looking at that, this young
run to help.
He might. Okay, that's good thoughtfulness, but he might also laugh.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So anything that you can predict, he might laugh or he might help. That's completely fine. Yeah. Young woman may get back to home, taking the dog for a stroll. These things. Yeah. So everything is. Yeah, bus is important, but not too many requirements to talk about the bus. That's that's a background information, not so very important.
Or the bus may run in the puddle and splash water on those people that are in the bus stop. Would that make sense?
Yes, that's also correct. But I think the bus will stop at the bus stop because it's a bus stop. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But we don't know if that is a bus or
yeah. Your creativity runs wild, so you can think anything under the sky.
Okay.
And you can say whatever things come to your mind. And that's completely fine so long you're on the topic, but you're also talking about those people who are there in it and how they will be and what kind of activities they'll be doing in the next few minutes.
Right.
That is talk about. So bus is not very important, but you can just say it that people might board or it might just rush through and it might splash the puddle onto the people standing at the bus stop. That's just 1 line or 2 line sentence you say. Don't say much about the bus. Okay, talk about the other activities which you will notice at the bus stop in the next few minutes. Think in that line.
Okay, so the examiner will make a connectivity between task 3 and task 4. So like, do he compare the things? Okay, Sunil has told whatever the exam, like he told that.
Evaluate on task 3. When he heard your recording on task 3, he will evaluate on those 4 dimensions, and then he will give the score on task 3. Now, task 4, are you using these words? Are you using these words to explain about what is happening next? Can you predict what is happening? You're not saying he is standing. As this man hit the pole, it's possible this man would laugh or burst into laughter. Okay, so are you using those things? Are you not? I mean, you're not talking about the present continuous again. You're not talking about that scene that you said in the task 3. So you're talking about a future tense. So they will check on those language. Are you using the future tense? Are you saying something which is going to happen and not what is already in the present tense? Okay, because in task 3 you're using the present tense. In task 4 you will have to always look for how to elaborate in future tense.
Okay.
Yeah. So those areas. Any questions from Muzaffar and Sohail?
No, right now. Nothing.
Okay. So same thing goes for any given scene. Let me just share the template for task 4 that you have.
So we can say what I'm about to witness.
Ma'am, can we get these PDFs as well to practice?
Yeah, of course. You'll get all the PDFs once you, if you have enrolled, then you will get all the materials from our end. And there are ample materials in speaking. They give you a a bunch of speaking soft copies where they also give you some sentence construction. They also give you some vocabulary which you can use in your different tasks as well as mock papers and practice papers separate.
Okay.
Yeah, so here it starts with, I believe, I think, I guess, quite a few things are likely to happen in this scene. That's a nice way of opening up. So you can use that line, I think, I believe, I guess, because all are your predictions. Or you can say, I can see many things are going to happen. So going to, likely to is also the words that we can use. Going to, likely to, could be. Okay, I can say many things are going to happen here in this scene. So the man engrossed in the book, the informant started with the man engrossed in his book, will probably bump into the pole ahead, seeing which the other man in the purple shirt might burst into laughter. Yes, so that's what might, that's nice. Seeing which the other, again I'm using a complex structure, will probably bump into, so we're using those predictive words, probably, might be, that. The old lady at the center of the bus stop is going to board her bus, as the bus seems to have arrived. Again, a complex structure, as the bus seems to have arrived. So initially you won't be able to manage, I think, if you are good in, comfortable in speaking English, you will be able to manage these kinds of sentences. But try to first remove your hindrances in speaking, in terms of whether you can fluently speak English without much hesitations and difficulties. Once you do that, then you check your recording, as I said again and again, to see how you are making your sentences, whether I can use this or not. Okay. Also, if you are recording and you can put down your recording in a form of a tape script in front of you, that can really be quite helpful for you. Then you can see where you're going wrong and how you can modify yourself. Yes, Sohail, tell me.
Ma'am, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like the first scene, we are describing all these actions, so we don't have anything left for the task 4, like the kids are doing mischievous thing. We can just say, can we say like, I see 3 kids, or I see a bunch of kids at the bus stop waiting for the bus, and an old lady. The prank stuff, can we shift the actions to speak on the task 4?
They're trying to do this action there itself in the task 3. She's trying to pull out something from her friend's bag. So this is doing it. In task 4 is that, then if you, in task 4 it's like predicting. So you cannot say she will pick out something from her bag. Okay, either she will succeed or she will not succeed. In task 4, that is what is going to happen. Either she will succeed in picking out that.
Can we repeat the words in task 4 as well?
Yeah, if you don't get it in a short span of time, you repeat it. But because task 3 is evaluated separately, task 4 separately. So if you repeat the 1 or 2 words or 3 to 4 words, that's not a problem. That's fine.
Okay. Okay, sure. Okay.
So the old lady at center, yeah, Muzaffar, tell me.
Like ma'am, is the task 4 is always about the future tense?
Predictions, yeah, correct.
Okay.
Always about future. The old lady at center of the bus stop is going to board, so we did this. On the other side, drops of water from the roof of the shelter about to fall on the head of the girl, when she will move aside quickly, thereby thwarting the other girl's efforts to pick something out of her bag. So this was what we're trying to think of also. On the other side, as the droplets of water from the bus shade will fall on the little girl, she might shrug off, and this might affect the other child on completing her mischievous activity or her or the kind of actions that she was trying to go for. Okay, so this will affect. This might cause a kind of thwarting. Thwarting is a good word again to use. Thwarting means you're being obstructed. You're getting a kind of a shock. Okay, she wasn't expecting it. She will getting a sudden jerk, thwarting the other girl's efforts to pick something out of her bag. Okay, so all in all, a lot of action is set to break loose. So since maybe the time was not enough and we could not complete the lady taking the dog for the stroll, what she's going to do at the back end, that's completely fine. We just completed the main parts, the children, the purple t-shirt woman, And the two men who were standing at the other side of the bus stop, be told what can possibly happen. This one, if you manage in time, fine. If you can't manage, complete your last sentence saying, all in all, a lot of action is set to break loose. This is all I'm predicting. All in all, a lot of action is set to break loose. Okay, so in the last task 3, we ended this saying that on the whole, it's an interesting scene, it's an enjoyable scene. Here we are putting the last sentence as all in all, a set of action break loose. But if you can't remember that sentence, no problem. Come up with some instant sentence, only a one-liner to be given at the end of your speech.
What is this meaning, ma'am? Break loose?
A lot of activity is going to happen in the next few minutes. Break loose.
Lot of break loose. Okay.
So some sentences are given to you which can be helpful to you. You can use it. The man will probably, going to, about to. All these are again future. We're talking about to, going to, likely to. With doubt indicators, we are saying may hit, might hit, could hit the pole. The man is set to hit the pole. So there are words like going to, about to, likely to, possibly, probably, as I was sharing those things. Plausibly, this can use those words to talk about our predictions. Okay, so any questions from this template? This is just to give an idea to you how you can speak and what are the words or structure of sentences you can make. That has been described in this handout. Okay, so can we go back to our scene of the restaurant and can we predict something from there, what you can happen next year?
Yes, madam.
Tell me, what do you think?
The one that's attending the customer might end up cleaning the mess that is left on the counter. So that's one. And the one that's cleaning the table at the background might finish cleaning the table and setting it free for the next customer. And then I think the old lady would have probably made a choice of what she wants, and they might go to the counter to place an order of their choice. And what else? Yeah, I think that's what I see.
So you're saying that we can see that I believe there are a lot many activities is going to happen in the next few minutes.
Oh, you want me to say? You want me to say the entire thing?
No. First, I'm saying I'm just helping you in terms of we can do another part if we have time. I'm just saying the introduction. We can just give the line that we had. I believe there are a lot many activities to happen in the next few minutes. The person who is wearing the gray shirt or gray suit will take his coffee and go for his walk. And go for his work.
He will pay the bill and go for walk.
He probably paid. That's why he's getting.
That's why he's getting his coffee. Yeah. So I don't think that'll happen.
It would be so logical. That is may not be.
Yeah, he would probably leave the restaurant and get back to his work. Would make more sense.
Correct. That way.
This time.
Yeah. So he'll take his stuff and he will get back to his work. And then this attendants might complete the cleaning of the table and keep it ready for the next customer to attend. And the woman with the 2 kids might take the food and sit at a particular place and serve and provide the food to their children. On the other side, I can see the elderly woman who was trying to get some help from her grandson might sit down at a particular table, which is being cleaned by another attendant. And she will sit down and she might be placing an order. Possibly also at the far end, when the 2 teenagers or 2 youngsters were having a chit chat, they might end up their conversation and they could get back to their daily activities. And lastly, I could say that at the far end of the picture where 2 people were taking the dog for a stroll, they might stop and they might have some conversation before they before they start again completing their task in that sense. So this is important This person might take the food and go. This person might get served and she might sit somewhere and give the food to their children. And this old woman, again, likely to take a seat and then place an order for herself and the grandson. Most probably these two youngsters would finish their conversation and they might head back to their daily activities. At the other side of the road, these two persons who were taking the dog for the stroll might stand and have a talk. They might also talk about a few things and then again go on, continue with their task. Yeah, so those things we will have to put in. Okay, he might do this, he probably will do this. Wherever we can, use those words so that it completes your prediction properly. Okay, so coming to now, if I have to speak for a minute, okay, can you make your sentences and can you arrange those sentences a bit in your mind? And can you say a few lines about this picture? Anyone? It's open. Anyone who would like to just give some information. I give you some inputs on those lines. Can you just say, or you can just have a look at the template to get some idea better. And then you can just rephrase and think how you can. You can use this kind of things or sentences you want to look for. Okay, so if you are, anyone could like to speak about this picture and what can happen next now. Yeah. Muzaffar would like to try. Just try. I mean, it's completely whatever. I mean, it's not like important. You have to complete it as much as you can speak. Just share your inputs on what you think will happen next in a few minutes.
I'm actually trying to figure out the structure of the sentences.
Okay.
Should I go on?
Sohail or Sunil?
Yeah.
Oh, Sohail, yeah, go ahead.
Should I set a timer as well?
Yeah, you can. It's 1 minute time again for this task also.
59 seconds. Okay.
Start.
1 second. Okay. I can see a lot of things happening in this scene, as the baristas will end up serving the customer, which is the guy in the business suit and the mother with his 2 kids. The young kid with her grandma will end up ordering her meal, and the attender who's cleaning the table will end up doing her task. The 2 ladies at the background chit-chatting about the day will end up talking about each other day and leave the cafe probably. And at the back of the window, the 2 pedestrians at the sidewalk will cross their path and maybe greet each other while their dog fight or just leave the scene.
Yeah, I understand. So, okay, it's completed, I think, Sohail, right? I didn't interrupt. It was completed, Sohail, or you want to add something?
Yes,
that's completed. Yeah. So yes, I mean, you could have a little bit emphasized on this portion a bit, and every time you're saying end up. Okay, so that consciously you have to come up with some alternatives. Okay, it'll end up doing that, could be again, maybe again, or likely to, okay, right. About to, these words, use them, going to be. Okay, so yes, good try, but we can improvise on it a lot, and we can say like,
we should avoid repetition.
Repetition of same word again and again doesn't add any value as such, so we should avoid that. Okay. Right, so yeah. So if I have to say about this scene, what I will say is that, yeah. So I believe, not I see. That's one line. First line was a little wrong. I see there a lot many activities are happening. That's a part 3 information. It's going to happen, you have to talk about. It's not happening. Okay, so you talk about in future tense. So I believe there are a lot many activities going to happen in the next few minutes. The man wearing a business suit will probably take his coffee and go for his work, while the mother of the two will get the food from the attendant or the server and take a seat and give the food to their children. The old woman who is being helped by his teenager will about to take a seat and order food for herself and for their grandson. And I feel that the two ladies who are sitting at the back end of the cafe will possibly end up their conversation and get back to the daily chores. On the other side of the cafe, where the two men are taking the dog for a stroll, they might end up standing to each other, greet them, have some conversation, and get back to the daily task. So there seems to be a lot of activities going to happen in the next few seconds. At the same time, I can see the attendants will also try to clean up their tables and keep ready for the next customer to be served. So it's going to be really a hectic day. It's going to be a hectic day, so I just could end up in that. Yeah, but that's what we have to talk about, that what is going to happen. They will take a seat, she might give the food to the children. This woman will about to take a seat, or will, with the help of the teenager, might get a seat at a table and order food. These two people will finish conversation. So complete the sentences is also important, just not moving from one to the next, and using those words. Using the words and completing the sentences. These two things you also have to look forward. And once you have done this, then you think how you can modify your sentence, how you can use those kinds of dependent clauses, making a complex structure. To this, okay, the woman will take the food from the attendant and might take a seat. At the same time, will put the food to both the children, or give the food to both the children. So I'm using a complex, I'm using a compound structure both in my sentence. She will take the food and then she will sit down at a seat and she will give the food to their children. So that is where you have to modify your sentences, but initially try to work on, are you completing the scene? Are you completing the sentences? Are you using the right vocabulary which is needed in this picture, which is needed in this task? That is important. Then you work on modifying the sentences. Okay. So just a few minutes we have. Just the last football match. Let's get back to there. So what do you think can happen next in this picture?
Probably the winning.
Bhuvanesh. Yeah. Are you interested in soccer, Bhuvanesh?
No.
I feel you got excited when you see this scene, and last time also.
He immediately picked up the home when visitor.
Yeah, okay. No,
that was evident, so I thought.
Yeah, that was too evident for me also. That's why I said, are you interested in soccer? Okay. Yeah.
Probably the winning team, the home team, will console the losing team and congratulate them on their fair play.
Okay.
I think the same will go with the spectators on the far end of the picture.
Can you quickly put it in a paragraph and speak?
Oh, you want me to talk? You want me to speak? Okay. It's really hard to pick.
I know.
Because
it's very short time.
Yeah, and not the short time. I don't know what all needs to be told here, because I think with respect to the restaurant, there was a lot of things happening. Here, how will you?
Yeah, as one of the idea you said that this they might celebrate the evening with having a party and enjoy their win,
Okay.
and they also at the same time might try to encourage the losing team, try to motivate them, shake hands, all these things. These the losing team might sit together and might discuss about the strategies and how they can rework for the next game.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, so tell me. The spectators.
Can we go beyond the scene, like beyond this illustration, like trophy distribution ceremony or something? It can
happen in the next few minutes. Yeah, trophy distribution. Yeah, they might be. What can I say? They might be awarded. Yeah, they might be awarded with the shield.
There is no award or medals in
That's
the
fine.
Olympics.
In the next, because already the winning has happened. So the next few minutes, there may be award ceremony where the winning team or the home team will be given a shield as such. You can say that like that.
Okay.
There can be an award ceremony. That also you can see. That's
Okay.
fine. Okay, and the spectator. Go ahead.
And the player, the number 7, the player noticing that the losing team is sad, so he will be talking with the winning team, the other colleagues 1 and 3, saying that we need to console the losing team. So
yeah,
he's
so
watching.
Don't try to explain too much, because then you will have less of time to complete the entire thing. So what they will do, they will enjoy their win. They will have a party maybe in the evening. And at the same time, I feel that since it's completely sportsman spirit, they might go to the losing team and probably they will shake hands. They will try to encourage them and make them feel good. Okay. The losing team, the goalkeeper and the other members may sit down and also have a talk of how to improvise the strategies for the next game. That is a possibility. And at the same time, I think there'll be a award ceremony in the next few minutes. So the winning team will be, or the home team will be awarded. The spectators are also seems to be maybe burning firecrackers and enjoying the win, while the losing team might vacate the seats. Okay, so again, we can, the spectators of visitors team might vacate the auditorium, or you can say the gallery in that.
Okay.
So the other things. So you don't go like this is watching and he will tell this people and then they will go and console. Directly you can say, as a part of sportsman spirit, I feel that they might, this winning team will go towards the losing one and will try to encourage them, motivate them and make them feel good that way.
Okay.
Because if I again drag into that story, then I'll have less time to speak about other things. I feel. You have to check for yourself. I don't think it would be more effective to talk about they will discuss about the matter and then they will go and console. That is not needed, to be saying. Did you understand, Sunil?
Yes, madam.
So yes, so this is where you have to picturize this scene. I believe again that I believe a lot of activity is going to happen, and then you talk about in the future tense.
So altogether, I think it's a mixture of imagination also, right? Here in
this is completely imagination. Task 4 is imagination. Task 3 still you can see and you can say things what is happening right now. But task 4 is completely imagination. You do not know what will happen. It is just you're making your own thinking, your assumptions as such. So it's completely imaginative. That's right.
And no facts, no real facts,
no
artifacts.
No real facts, but it is based on what is given in the picture, of course. Yeah, but like the award ceremony, as Sohail said, it's not given in the picture, but we can expect that to happen because every match ends with award ceremony. So there might be an award ceremony here as well. Yeah. So they're happy, they're jubilant, they're enjoying their win. Again, focus on the words. That is helpful for you. Okay, so this is about task 4. You can practice, and if you want to send your recordings, I've already shared the email. You can post there. And tomorrow we'll start with task 5, which is again a little interesting and it's picture based again, but it's a little interesting. Task 5. Okay, so far, are you feeling any doubts regarding speaking? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have completed. Any questions you have in mind? Is it manageable? Do you feel like?
Yes, ma'am. I think
this can be relatable to your daily life.
Only thing is we need to use more vocabulary, which I think is quite a challenge because you cannot keep repeating the words, right? Sometimes you might end up repeating the words. So I think that's what so
that is can only happen again as you practice. You need to again try to record. Recording is the only best tool to check where I'm going wrong, what I'm repeating, how I can make it better. That is the only tool that can help you. Okay, so try to always look into your recording after a day's time. Okay, listen to it again. And if you can make 2 recordings in a day, that will be also great. Then you can see how you have made the difference. Okay. And if possible, if you get time, if you can put your recording on a tape script, if you can type it in front of you. I know it will take some time. If you're good in typing, it will not take much time. But if you can do that, you recognize, okay, I could have said this sentence because you have something in front. Then it becomes a clear idea. Okay, I can make the sentence in this way. I can use this clause. I can use this kind of word here. And that is the way you can develop.
Right.
Okay, but repeated practice and keeping on working on your mistakes or working on your errors that you are doing will definitely make your speaking a scoreable module in your exam.
Okay.
Fair enough. So we'll meet up tomorrow at same time, and looking forward for this
I
kind.
don't have your email.
Okay, I will share it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same email. Did you get it, Sunil? In the chat I have shared. Did you get
Yes,
it, Sunil?
I've got it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
Muzaffar, also you can join tomorrow and we will discuss
Sure.
part 5.
Yes.
Share wherever you have difficulties or doubts. If you're practicing from somewhere and you're stuck up with something, also share, clear your doubts as we are completing the speaking module in this week.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Bye.